Hey guys, and welcome back to Jen for Real. So today we're going to be at the famous Monterey Bay Aquarium. So this aquarium has been recommended as one of the most famous aquariums in the country. The only thing is our ticket prices weren't exactly cheap. So we're going to go there today. We're going to find out, is it worth the hype or is it just overpriced? Stay tuned. Before we even made it inside, we had to find a parking spot. There are parking garages and parking lots nearby, but honestly, the best deal we found was a parking meter. It cost us just $2 an hour and was only a short walk from the aquarium. Since we ended up spending about 2.5 hours inside, this was definitely the cheapest option. After arriving, we went through security, passed through metal detectors, and checked in. Once inside, you're immediately greeted by a giant whale hanging above your head and given a map of the aquarium. Now, before we could look at a single fish, we had much more important stop to make. The bathroom. After our restroom break, our first real stop was the sea otters. From there, we headed into an area called Ocean's Edge. This was one of the first exhibits that really grabbed our attention. The tank stretches 2 stories high, and while we were there, scuba divers were inside, feeding the fish. There was also an employee standing nearby explaining everything we were seeing, which made the experience a lot more interactive.
New households because there are a lot of other neighbors that are more on the introverted side.
Inside the Ocean's Edge was this place called Kelp Forest, and this is where Adam really started having fun. He was completely fascinated by all the sights and sounds. Every few minutes he was trying to escape his stroller and run ahead to the next exhibit. He couldn't get enough of the fish. As you continue through Ocean's Edge, there are all kinds of displays featuring different marine life. Every corner seems to have something new to discover. One thing that really got my attention was the lingcod skeleton. Don't know if I'm saying that right, but it was scary. Not gonna lie, it was a little creepy, but it was also really cool to see up close. We eventually came across another massive tank filled with sharks, stingrays, and larger fish. And from there, we made our way into the deep reef. The deep reef featured even more larger fish and sharks swimming through darker waters. One thing I wasn't expecting was something called the Real Coast Cafe. Despite its name, it's not an actual restaurant. It's an educational area where you can select different fish on a screen and learn about their habitat, diet, and how large they grow. Next was the Bat Ray Touch Pool. Adam's review of this exhibit? Not impressed. One of my favorite parts of the aquarium was stepping outside and seeing the incredible ocean views. If you're taking photos, definitely don't skip this area. We then headed into the enchanted Kelp Forest, which had a lot of hands-on activities. A staff member was teaching visitors about the different types of kelp and even let Adam touch some of it. Ooh!
Feel that. Look, what is it? It's like
Wow!
fingers.
No.
Wow. Where are those located? Little green fingers.
No.
You like it?
Yes.
Are those located like really deep in the ocean?
Not that deep.
Not that deep.
And then feel
All
this
over the
one.
place.
See how slick that is compared to that rough one.
Wow.
There was also a play area designed to help kids experience sea life from a different perspective. After that, we crossed a bridge to the other side of the aquarium and entered what ended up being one of the most impressive sections, the Open Sea Exhibit. As soon as you walk in, you're surrounded by a cool blue glow with schools of fish swimming overhead. Then you start seeing jellyfish everywhere. Large orange jellyfish, moon jellies, and interactive displays where you can change the lighting and watch them glow. In the back is a massive open ocean tank filled with large fish and sea turtles swimming through an environment that feels surprisingly close to the real ocean. Super cool. By this point, Adam was completely losing his mind, in a good way. And just when we thought we'd seen everything, we came across another exhibit where seabirds splashed, swam, and jumped through the water. As you continue through the aquarium, there are displays showing just how much trash enters our oceans every year and the efforts being made to remove it. So sad. What I really liked was the interactive stations for kids. One of Adam's favorite was Soaring with the Seabirds, where you could stand on a platform, flap your arms, and control the bird on the screen. He spent so much time in this area that Danny and I were finally able to get a chance to sit down and rest our feet. This interactive station even kept the older ones busy too. Before leaving, we stepped outside one last time to enjoy the ocean views and take a few more pictures. At this point, Adam was getting tired, getting a little fussy, and honestly, so were we. But by then, we had seen pretty much the entire aquarium. So, we left. So is Monterey Bay Aquarium worth the hype, or was it overpriced? I'll start with the positives. The aquarium is beautiful, it's clean, the exhibits are impressive, the staff members are knowledgeable, and Adam absolutely loved it. But here's where I'm struggling. My family paid over $200 for ticket prices. That's crazy. And while we had a great time, we finished the aquarium in under 2.5 hours. Personally, I think the admission price is a little too steep for what you get. But if you're passionate about marine life, conservation, or aquariums, you might feel this is worth every penny. But for me, spending over $200 to see sea turtles, sharks, jellyfish, a couple of seabirds, to name a few, only for a couple hours, I think that's a little bit too much. Okay, so my final rating, I give Monterey Bay Aquarium a 6 out of 10. Would I recommend visiting at least once? Absolutely. Would I rush back to spend my money? Probably not. But I would love to hear what you think. Have you ever visited Monterey Bay Aquarium? Please list it in the comments whether it was worth the hype or it was overpriced. I want to see what you think. And if you enjoyed this honest video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next Jen for Real. Bye!
My little Milky Way.